times. Yeah, it's a big one. It's as big as you.
It's as big as me. Hi, I'm Giancarlo.
And I'm Felicia.
And this is our review of
Defenders of the Realm.
Battlegrounds.
Battlefields. Who's on top of their shit? That would be me.
In Defenders of the Realm Battlefields, players take on the role of the heroes or the minions. In the box you'll find a deck of hero cards which have different values and colors on them, a deck of minion cards which also have values and colors on them, a general cards which are your leaders, 14 large battlefield boards, some black and blue gems, and special dice for doing actions. The game is played until a player has won 4 battlefields or 3 of the same color.
Here's how to set up. Each player chooses a side and shuffles the deck. They then draw 7 cards each. Now, each player chooses a battlefield and places it in the center of the table. Then draws 1 at random and adds it to the center. Each player now chooses 2 generals. You're now ready to play. The minion always plays first.
Here's how to attack. Each battlefield has a requirement to play troops there. Depending on what is written on the battlefield, you must follow this rule to play there. Some will say things like even or odd numbers only. Some will say no wild cards allowed, and some will say you need a certain amount before winning this battlefield. They are all well described in the rulebook. If you decide to attack, you can play a troop onto the battlefield and do the action written on that card. This might lead to stunning enemy troops. To unstun your troops, you must discard the same card from your hand to unstun. You can also discard the same card to activate a troop and use his ability again. You can muster troops by discarding 1 to 3 cards to draw new cards. And finally, you can add a general to the battlefield, which is called support. When you do, add 5 tokens to his card. You can now spend those tokens to do special abilities written on that general.
Once you've done one of these actions, you resolve the battle phase. Here, the player looks to see if the card he played has an attack value. These are shown by swords on the card. Each sword is the amount of dice you will roll. For each sword you rolled, it counts as a hit and can be used to stun enemy troops. When you restore a character, you roll a die. If you get a sword, that character can do a free attack or ability. If you rolled a blank, he is simply unstunned. Finally, you draw up to your hand size and your turn ends. When a battlefield is won by conditions being reached, the winning player takes that card and reads the reward, then places that card in front of him. All cards played there are discarded and a new battlefield is drawn. Play continues until a player has met the winning conditions.
It's a fun little game with strategy and luck both well balanced. The artwork is straight out of the Defenders original game and the production quality is nice. You can also play up to 4 players. Special abilities and generals make every game feel different, and you can also choose to play shorter or longer games depending on your mood. There's also a looping rule, which is a little confusing, but all in all, the rulebook is nice and well organized. If you're looking for a quick fantasy card game for 2 players to 4 players, you might want to look into this one. You will also have some frustrating rounds, but that's true in every game. You have to know how to balance your luck and your strategy to win this one.